What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody's staying safe, staying well with all the craziness going on out there. But we're going to do a simple craft slash activity today. It's going to be a little of both. It's going to be a ring toss, just like this, something that you can create just at home. All you're going to need to do it is a paper towel tube, paper plate, just a regular, the flimsier the better actually. I mean, you can use styrofoam, but I would definitely suggest paper. Then you're going to need some scissors, just a regular old pen, and I used paint to decorate mine, but you can use whatever you have, markers, crayons, colored pencils. It doesn't need to be paint. I just had paint on hand, so that's what I used. But other than that, we're going to get right into making the ring toss. I'm going to put you guys on a top-down angle of my table so you guys can see me actually creating it. You won't be able to see my face, but you'll be able to see the project better. So I hope that helps, but otherwise, let's get right into it. Alright, everybody, so we're just going to go ahead and get started with craft. The first step you want to do is just take a paper plate like this, like I discussed before. And then you're just going to want to trace on the inner circle, just like this, to give you an idea where to cut. If you can see the black line I have here that I already drew, that's what you're going to want to do. And then you're going to want to get your pair of scissors, right? And you're simply going to want to poke a hole through the center, just like this. You can do it with scissors, or I prefer using a pen. Just poke a hole just like that. You might have to ask someone in your house for help for this. That's fine. And then you're simply just going to want to cut all the way down to the other edge, just like this. And then once you get to that edge, you are going to want to cut around the trace mark that you made before, just like this. Like I said, you might have to ask somebody for help. This is probably the hardest part of the whole thing. And boom, you're gonna get what is going to be your ring. It's going to look just like this. But what we're actually going to do is we're going to flip it over, and then this is the side that you're going to be able to decorate. I already have a few here that I made beforehand in the essence of time. I have a red one here, also a green one, and a black one. So, I mean, you can use whatever you want, but I mean, I just used a paintbrush here, and then some black paint. I mean, I'll finish this one off. And like I said, you can use whatever you want, whatever you have. I mean, it doesn't have to be paint, it could be markers. Alright, we're gonna set that off to the side to dry there. Put this to the side too. The next, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to get just a regular paper plate. Hold on one second. Just a regular piece of paper plate like this, and this is going to be your base for which your paper towel roll is going to stick through. So I decorated mine with polka dots. To do that, all I simply needed was a Q-tip. Okay, so I have a little bit of paint here. All I did was simply dip my Q-tip in the end here, nothing fancy. And just a couple dots all over there. Obviously, you can use the other end too for a different color. You can mix the colors, whatever you want to do. This is your project, feel free. So, that could be your base. I have another one made up here too that's already dry. So when you get to this point, you're gonna have your base, and once it's dry, you're gonna have to let it dry for, I don't know, 15, 30 minutes, depending on the paint that you have. Then you're gonna just have this paper plate. What you're gonna need to do is get your paper towel roll, and what you're gonna wanna do is put that right in the center where you want it, and you are then gonna trace alongside the paper towel roll until you have a trace line somewhat like this, if you guys can see that. Okay? So here's another tricky part. Just like the rings, you're going to have to cut this out. We're going to do it the exact same way. So I'm just going to use my pen to poke a hole so the scissors can get in. Just like that. And then you're just gonna take your scissors, like I said before, if you need help, go ahead and ask for it. And you're just gonna wanna cut right along that trace line. All right, just like that. And if you have some of these jaggedy edges on it, you can either worry about it if you want or not worry about it, or simply just trim them off like this. Okay. And also I forgot to mention before, for the ring step, obviously you're just going to have to repeat that step for as many rings as you want to make. I mean, I made 3 for this activity, as you saw before, but you can make as many as you want. That's completely up to you and how you guys want to play the game. Then you're simply just going to take, and then what you're going to do is you're just going to take your paper towel roll just like this, your paper plate, and you're just simply going to put the paper towel roll just so deep in there, just like that, to where when you put the paper plate flat, you can feel the bottom of the paper towel, so it's nice and snug like that. You can also take construction paper, do whatever you want with the paper towel roll. That's completely up to you, if you want to decorate it or not. And then once everything dries, you have your ring toss. I like to set mine just right around like 5 feet, 6 feet away. That just happens to be where it's just as much of a challenge, but not too much of a challenge. But all you're simply gonna do is when you get it, you just throw your ring on there, and then that's it. And then you can play games of best 2 out of 3 or however many you want. I mean, you can choose what you want depending on how many different variations of the rings you made. It's completely up to you. So yeah, that's the ring toss. So everybody, I hope you all enjoyed the ring toss. It's a simple, creative activity that you could do at home, which also turns into a little bit of a game that you can play against whoever you have in your house. So I think it's a fun idea. I know everybody's probably getting a little bit bored around their house right now with pretty much nothing to do. But yeah, I mean, the ring toss. Make sure to send me your creations and what yours turned out to be like. I'll link my email down below. You can send me pictures or videos or whatever you have. And you'll also be entered to win a raffle. So yeah. Other than that, guys, I hope to see you all soon. Stay safe.